Kal Kadosh, Boker Or, Bekiim Bahalacha 2, day 49, page 164, Halacha Hey. This is Siman 4, which is Netilat Yadayim. What area must be rinsed of the hands? So the ideal procedure is to pour the water over both sides of the entire hand and the fingers up to the wrist. So you're getting the entire area of the hands. If someone doesn't have enough water for that, it is sufficient to pour the water over the fingers and not on the palm of the hand. So basically, if you don't have enough, just do the fingers. Okay? In either case, one may say the Beracha of Netilat Yadayim, which means, again, lichatchila, obviously, it's the entire thing. If you don't have enough water, just do it until the knuckles. But, right, again, right, the talk, again, but if you don't have enough, just on the fingers. But again, you still say the Beracha. On Yom Kippur, Tisha B'Av, you do the water until the fingers only and not until the palm. And even then, they make the Beracha of Netilat Yadayim, obviously. And see Yalkut Yosef on Ta'aniyot, right, in English edition, in Yamin Noraim, English edition, page 249. Okay. Now he comes and he says, right, like this. Number 160. Okay, the footnote. Number on the bottom. Shulchan Aruch ruled that on the morning of Yom Kippur, one must perform the Netilat Yadayim and recite the appropriate blessing, but one must pour the water over the fingers and not over the palm. This is the ruling of Shiboleleke based on the poskim who rule technically it's sufficient all year round only to do the fingers. But that is a pious thing to do the entire thing. So on Kippur and Tisha B'Av, when it's forbidden to bathe altogether, because obviously you're not allowed to benefit, to enjoy. So therefore, you have to do it only until the Ikaradin, which is basically the fingers. According to the Kabbalists, it's always necessary to pour waters until the wrists to remove the harmful forces. The Pri Etz Chaim explains that in Kippur, the harmful forces are weaker, and therefore they're only on the fingers. Meaning, basically, according to the Kabbalah, you always need the full hand. So how do you do it on Kippur until the fingers? It says on Kippur, the Tum'ah is weaker. So you only need the fingers. But really, Be'emet, all year round, you always need the hand, meaning the palm as well. Okay, on Tisha B'Av, they're overconfident, and therefore they don't need much, they don't maintain such a firm hold on people. Therefore, on those days, it's sufficient to pour waters only on the fingers. And this explanation is brought down by the Ben Ish Chai. The Mishnah Berurah concurred with the ruling that if someone does not have enough water, you just do it in the ideal manner, which means you just do it on the fingers and you make the bracha. This is the ruling that Shamet Tzibur Sharet Shuvah, and also Yalkut Yosef and Halacha Berurah. What happens if you have more water which is available somewhere else? Do you have to go elsewhere to come and look for that water? Right here, you don't have the water, but I could go elsewhere. So he says the Kaf HaChaim Sofer stipulated that a person may rely upon the leniency, right, only on the fingers, only what he says if there's very, very little water and no more water is available, as far as he knows, even in distance. But if there's more water available in distance, however, he should first do Netilat to them in the fingers, and then he goes there, he does not say the bracha, he goes to the place where there's more water, he does Netilat to them again, and then he says the bracha. The Yishmatzliach commented that this would apply only if there's more water available within one's house. But if no more water is available in the house, to go somewhere else, it's incorrect to postpone reciting the bracha for such a long time, since technically possible to say the bracha beforehand, and the Yalkut Yosef brings down the Yishmatzliach, and he agreed with the Yishmatzliach as well. Okay, what about Netilat Yadayim for a meal? So the Ben Ish Chai ruled that if someone has little water and therefore perform Netilat Yadayim for a meal by pouring water on his fingers, right, he must not say the bracha of Netilat Yadayim. The Rishon LeZion disagree with this ruling, right, not like the Ben Ish Chai. And he says that the person may recite the bracha since technically, again, he did the mitzvah according to Maran the Shulchan Aruch. Once the halacha is established that the mitzvah has been fulfilled, the rule of making a bracha could be said. The principles of bracha does not apply in such a case. See Yalkut Yosef, why? Meaning, why don't you say something bracha la'akel? Says, look at the Yalkut Yosef. Why doesn't you say safek berachot la'akel? Okay, fine. Halacha number 6, the procedure after washing your hands. Okay. So he says like this, according to the Kabbalah, after pouring the water over the hands 3 or 4 times, one must rub each hand on the other, right? Alternately, 3 times. And while doing this, one's fingers should be held straight and pointing upwards and not bent over. After this, one must raise his hands to the level of one's head, or at least one's level of the face, right? While keeping the fingers pointed up. Holding them up in a position, you're making Netilat Yadayim that's giving the purpose of the act of raising the hands. The hands must not be lowered until one finishes the bracha. The words Netilah used in the blessing means raising, meaning you're raising it up. It's not washing, it's raising, right? That's the mitzvah of raising the hands when you're making the bracha. For this reason, that's why they chose the word of Netilat Yadayim and not Rechitzat Yadayim. Rechitzat is washing. Netilah is that you're picking up. Notel, you're bringing up. So according to the Kabbalah, it's important to hold one's arms in such a way that when the hands are raised, the elbows are in front of one's chest, meaning it's not like this, it's over here. You understand? Meaning it's not this, it was here, the hands are on the hands are on the side. Here it's in front. So that's what it says over here. That when the hands are raised, the elbows are in front of one's chest rather than one's sides. This corresponds to the Kabbalistic interpretation. The Suk says, what does that mean? The backside of each one is faced inward. So also while reciting the blessing, one should spread open of the palms of the hands as if one is receiving something. Yeah, like this. So again, like this and like this, right? The hands are up, right? But the palms are open, right? And it's like this. So, for sure not. This is according to Kabbalah. So he says, this alludes to the gift of spiritual purity that one receives when doing this procedure. To recap, after pouring water in one's hands, one should wipe the hands on each other like this. Yeah, one's like this.
We don't do that.
Okay, but it's not done in Shulchan Aruch. Right? And then he says, you raise them to the level of one's head, you make a bracha. All this is done before drawing the hands. This is brought down on Halacha number 9. Okay, fine. Halacha number 7. Some people have the custom of reciting, right, pertinent psukim while they perform the Netilat Yadayim in the morning. Examples are Sudi Chem Kodesh V'Rechut Hashem, right? There's a pasuk of raising your hands and thankfully blessing Hashem. Ve'esach hapayim mitzutecha asher ahavti, right? Ve'esach hapayim mitzutecha asher ahavti. There's a pasuk in Tehillim 119, right? Chapter 119. Right? I raise my palm towards your mitzvot out of love. So most poskim, they frown upon this practice. However, since at this point the person has not yet recited the beracha b'kot Torah, he says, listen, if you didn't do b'kot Torah, what are you saying psukim? So again, a lot of people just say don't do these things. And the last halacha, if one had is halacha number 8, if one hand is wrapped with a bandage or a cast, then you should perform the Netilat Yadayim on the hand that is not wrapped up. See below halacha number 11.